and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. Now in the last video you saw us put together this beautiful Padauk, Ash and Wenge sword blank. Now we've got the fullers in, so now it's time for probably the handle and the guard. Let's go. Right, so let's get this started. So we have the guard, handle and pommel design. They're all very rough. I'm going to be putting some more embellishments on it, but I definitely think I want to use Wenge for the guard, and I've still got some of this random wood that I don't know what it is. And it really annoys me. No one has been able to tell me yet, but when it's got finish on it, it is like a bright orange, and that should look amazing next to the Wenge handle and pommel. Let's get this cut out, let's get it stuck onto there, and let's get going. I'm going to ignore the pommel for the minute, and I'm just going to get this one in roughly the right place. So I'm going to obviously cut this one down a bit more because it is far too thick, which means I can probably turn the rest of this into another handle for another project. And then I can take the rest of that off to the table saw. So I have the guard roughly seated in. I need to do a little bit more work to get it seated properly because it's slightly, very slightly on the squint. But I'm now going to take a break from this and do something that I should have started at the beginning, which was cutting and gluing this square so I can create a handle. And I should have done that at the beginning, and I didn't because now I've got to wait for the glue to dry, which is a pain. Yeah. Should have done that. Okay, so now this all fits beautifully, it's time to get the guard shaped. So I'm still not 100% sure what shape I want to go for, but I think I'm going to try and do like a little diamond pattern on the top. So it's going to be thin on the edge, but then when it's close to the blade it's got like this little pointy bit coming out. Not too pointy because obviously that will hurt in the hand, but pointy enough to make it look pretty. So this is a good start. I've got little sweeps here and it's going to be tapering out. Once I get this roughed in, I will probably shave this off a bit more to make it a little bit thinner, but that will be the outline of the top, and then obviously it's going to be nice and thin here anyway. Okay, so we've got the guard roughly shaped, and I think it's roughly in the middle. I won't do any more on this until I'm ready to do the handle as well. So the handle is going to be there, and we're going to make the handle now. So let's get it out some clamps and get this going. But I'm loving how this is starting to look. It is looking pretty damn sweet. And I like the chunkiness of the blade. The blade that I made for Dave G, which was the longsword, was just a little bit too thin for me. And even though this is a big blade, once it's got that handle on, it should be really wieldy with just the one hand, because it's the size of it, it looks like it should be almost a hand and a half sword. But I think I'm happy with it being just a hand. Okay, so this has been setting overnight. Like I said, I don't know what wood this is. It turns out like that when you put a little bit of Rubio on it, and it is beautiful. So I think that is a lovely handle colour. So I'm going to mill this one up, I'm going to put it through the jointer and get it as square as I can, but I'm going to turn it anyway. So I've got my block out of clamps. Now this is going to be the handle, and it is a good width. But to mount it on the lathe, I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. So I have created some waste blocks. These are going to go on either side. I'm going to get medium or thick CA glue, attach it together, mount it in, which will give me a good amount of space to work on either side of it. Okay, now this was working very well until I started getting all the tear out, and that's because obviously half of this is end grain, which I should have really seen coming. Now annoyingly, I don't have any more unless I do have an unused mallet head, which I don't really want to take apart, but it is working material. But it does look really cool when it's a mallet head, so do I want to waste a mallet head, or do I want to find some more orangey wood somewhere?
What to do, what to do, what to do.
Because I don't have any more tiger wood left. I don't know what to do. So I've done the handle. The only thing that I'm worried about is that it's too thick. It's perfect for my hand, but that's because I've got big bear mitts. So I think I actually need to make this a bit thinner. I'm also annoyed that it's round, which means you can't index it. I think I might just thin it out actually. I'll kind of thin it out, put those grooves back in, and be done with it. So I want to take this side and this side off, which means I'm literally just going to do that and take off a little bit of these. I'm going to quickly do this on the lathe now, so hopefully in a second we'll have a beautiful finished handle. Okay, so this is where we are at the moment. So the blade is mostly done. I still need to do the sanding to get it to shape properly, but it is in roughly the right shape. The guard, roughly shaped out. The handle, roughly shaped out. So now it's time for the pommel. Now the pommel is meant to have a little bit of a sticky out bit, which is fine. So what I need to do first is get the wenge unclamped, shaped, and then I need to get some blocks in order to mount it on the lathe, because I want to do this on the lathe again. I want to turn it so it is a lovely circle, and then yeah, get it all nicely grooved out, because yes, that just looks like a flat disc, but it's going to have scoops and things in it, which the lathe should do perfectly. The inside of this, pretty much perfect shape, so I'm just going to get that lined up. So the reason I'm doing this is to get it roughly cut out, because I don't want to have to take these corners onto the lathe. I just want to get it nicely round. So if wood turning wenge wasn't enough, I now have to try and put a hole right the way through the middle of this to attach that to there. First thing I need to do is try and figure out a way of securing this so I can yeet the hole through. I need some blocks.
I thought it was funny.
Right. That looks so cool. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to leave this one here. So the 13th century sword is pretty much fully made. I've got the final fit of the blade, guard, pommel and handle. We've got to attach it together and we've got to put some finish on it.
I am so happy with how this is turning out. This is going to be one beautiful looking sword. So in the next episode we've got all that fit and finish to do, and then we're going to see where we are with everything else. But if you haven't, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget, check out brookswoodbuilds.com for all of your merch, hammers, mini mallets, kunais, whatever you want to buy, it's all on there. Or if you want any custom built work done, shoot me a message.